is fun series. Where we handle questions to do with the Kcse, and these questions are the mostly set, and they are set in paper 1 and paper 2. So take your time to concentrate and learn something here, because as we are revising towards the exam, you never know what may happen. So we have a question like this. Very fast. Find the obtuse angle made by the line 3x plus 4y is equal to 12, and the x-axis correct to 1 decimal place. Find the obtuse angle that is made by that line given the equation, and the x-axis correct to 1 decimal place. This question we were never taught in school, but it is good we learn it, because I believe that in mathematics, when you are studying mathematics, you continue making discoveries. You may never be taught something like this maybe in school, but as you are studying as a serious student and determined a student in mathematics, you ought to study this on your own and find out what happens. But in this lesson, I'm going to teach you the origin of such a concept and such a question. Now, for us to discover the origin of this, let us consider the Cartesian plane, whereby this is the x-axis and that is the y-axis. And then let us have a straight line that has an equation y is equal to mx plus c. If we want to find the gradient of this line, we will pick some 2 points. Maybe this is x1, y1, and another should be x2, y2. But what is this x? The x1 is the displacement from the origin point to where we have this coordinate, in the x direction. x1 is the displacement from this point up to this point on the x direction. Same to x2. We have x2 there and x1 here. So the x on the coordinate is the displacement on the x. We can call it is the distance on the x. Then what about the y? The first y is the same displacement, but now on the y-axis, and the other one is a displacement on the y-axis. Now, it means if we have, let us say from x1 to x2, the first coordinate to the second one, if we have our triangle like this, the displacement here, let us say this is definitely a right angle triangle, and this triangle will be similar to the triangle that can be made by this line and the x-axis. So the displacement here is going to be the second y. We subtract the first one. The same thing here. This distance will be the second x we minus the first x. Now we want to relate this using a right angle triangle and considering this angle theta that is made there. So theta from trigonometry, whereby we are talking about SOHCAHTOA. Since we have these distances, theta can be expressed as a trigonometric ratio whereby we are going to compare the opposite and the adjacent. So that means the tan, opposite and adjacent, the tan of theta is the same as the opposite of adjacent. From our origin here, the opposite of this angle is the y2 minus y1. So it means tan theta all over the adjacent is x2 minus x1. Then from the equation of the line, y2 minus y1, this is the gradient. Very, very magical. So the tan of this angle is the same as the gradient. So the tan of the angle that is made by the line and the x-axis, it is equal to the gradient. Very, very, very important. Now, what we'll do here is to go back to the equation of the line. The equation of the line was expressing it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. We'll add 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 12 over 4 over 4 over 4. So y so our gradient is negative 3 over 4. Our gradient from that equation is negative 3 over 4. So you tell yourself, tan theta, you ignore the negative sign. It's the same as 3 over 4. So theta is going to be the inverse of tan 3 over 4. The tan inverse of 3 over 4, you get 36.9. So that is the angle that is made by the line and the x-axis. The angle made by the line and the x-axis. But now they are asking about an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle are angles that range between 90 and 180 degrees. So we'll actually take 180 degrees. We subtract 36.9, we get 143.1. So the obtuse is equal to 180 minus minus 36.9. We get 143.1 degrees. So I hope you've learned something. If you've not understood, go back to the beginning of this video, watch it, like, subscribe and share this video for the benefit of your other fellow students as we continue revising towards the forthcoming examinations. Come back to this channel for the next lesson. See you and God bless you.